Today's topic of this call is basically a Facebook 101. And the reason I wanted to do that is because a lot of people, a lot of coaches on our team and in Beachbody had built a pretty successful, pretty lucrative business using either a like page or a personal page. There are numerous guidelines and ways how you can benefit your business and your outreach to people using this amazing social platform. So before we dive into the meat of the call, I wanted to go over a few points with you guys. Why it is so important to look at the time delay and versus instant gratification and how it can either make or break your business. It is very important before we go into the whole Facebook thing because it's actually directly related to what we're going to be talking about. So number one is delayed success. Put in the work consistently, not a get-rich-quick scheme. Why coaches usually say when you first get into the coaching career is give it time. You're not going to be doing fantastic right at the beginning because when we first joined this whole company, we have no idea what we're doing. Absolutely zero clue. And so we need time to learn. We need time to accommodate. We need time to actually figure out why we're a part of this whole thing and what we want to gain out of this coaching opportunity. And so a lot of coaches may join and think that they're going to get rich right off the bat. Well, Beachbody is not about that. You're not going to get rewarded right off the bat because it just doesn't work that way. And if you put your effort consistently, it's just like compound effect. It's going to, over time, produce results. But those seeds will not sprout right off the bat. When farmer goes out there and seeds corn, let's say, it takes 80-some days or whatever it takes. I'm not really into growing stuff, so I have no idea. But they don't go out the next morning and expect corn to be tall and producing ears, right? And so just like in the farmer situation, we don't sow the seeds of coaching or challenge groups, and we just don't expect this kind of stuff to happen overnight. It's a people's business, and so the work needs to be put consistently in and day out. Number two, there will be a pre-money phase. You will work for free for a while so that you can live a life by your design later. What do I mean by that? It's basically delayed success. You will be planting those seeds, and those seeds will sprout, but not today, possibly not tomorrow. Very rarely does happen that they sprout right away. So you will have to work, and you're probably going to start questioning yourself, what am I doing wrong? Why is it not sprouting just yet? But what will happen next is if you stay consistent and you have faith in your journey and you just don't quit right before that seed breaks through the ground, you will see results. And the money will follow. Number three, work harder on yourself, personal development. I talk about it a lot because it's actually one of the pillars of the whole Beachbody business. Whether you like it or not, and if you think that you possibly are a positive person and you know how it all works, if you decide that you don't want to do personal development or it's a waste of time, your business will not grow, period, because you will get exact same results as you were a person a year ago if you're not going to change. So that's going to have to move somehow. Number four, it works if you do. This business is not going to build itself. It is going to take some blood, sweat, and tears. So you guys going to have to make peace with it. It's going to get frustrating. There are going to be beautiful moments, but this whole thing, building a life by design, according to your design, it is not pretty, and it is unsexy. It can be boring, and it can be frustrating and confusing and all of the things above. But one thing I can guarantee is that a year or two from now, when you look back on what you have achieved, it's going to blow your mind if you work consistently. This whole thing is not going to work without you putting your hard work into it every single day. Number five, This 5 and 6 I grabbed from today's National Wake Up Call. I thought it was a great call, and number 5 is your rank doesn't define your skill, and that is exactly it. Rank follows, you guys. Money follows, but you need to build yourself up, and you do need to actually start working on yourself consistently without a day off. What I mean by that is if you do personal development, do it every day. If you're doing Shakeology, do it every day. Workouts, inviting, all these vital behaviors. The rank will follow. For some, it follows right off the bat. For some, it follows a year into now, but it will if you do the work. Number 6, it's not about you. When the time comes, and we all feel that way sometimes when it's the 30th of the month and that person who promised that they're going to get Shakeology, they're just not getting that Shakeology, and you're walking around from corner to corner thinking, oh gosh, would you buy that Shakeology already so I can get my Success Club point? Well, it's not about you. It's about them, their timing, their life, their circumstances. And just a suggestion, if you don't want to feel that way, invite more people. That is the key because it is a numbers game. If you only invite 5 people, you're probably not going to get anything. If you invite 20, you may get 1. And so go ahead, get out of your comfort zone and start inviting because it's not about your timing, it's about their timing. And number 7 is Success Club and showing up to events. Super important. I cannot tell you how important it is. I'm a living proof as of tomorrow how important that Success Club is. Never ever would I have ever gone to a 5-star resort, all-inclusive resort, let alone in Cancun, if I did not hit that Success Club every single month last year. My goal was to go on that trip, and I was not going to let that thing go. When they announced that it was happening, there was no doubt in my mind. I'm going. I put that, whatever it was, $300 deposit, I think it was, and I was all in. And I did not hit Success Club 10 throughout the year, every single month, but I did, I believe, 9 or 10 months out of the year. And now we're going. And you still have time, if you are not going to Cancun this year, you still have time to actually sign up for cruise for next year and make it a commitment that I am going to hit Success Club 5 or 10. Because if you don't, Success Club trips is one thing, but if you do hit Success Club, that means you're bringing your people into this business. You're showing them the opportunity, you're sharing the health and fitness lifestyle, you're helping more people, and actually, if not the trip, your business will grow. But how cool is that when you get to fly basically for free and enjoy the company of Beachbody coaches? The whole resort is shut down just for us, just for Beachbody. You enter and there's Beachbody stuff everywhere. They have Shakeology bar. I mean, I can go on forever. Just the realization that you could do something like that will drive you forward. So don't even think twice about it. Be sure that Success Club is a non-negotiable thing. Okay, one more thing. Oh, hold on a second. Yeah, there you go. The one thing that did not make on this little slide here is coaching itself. Are you talking about the coaching opportunity? I was actually sitting here getting ready for this call, and I was thinking, my gosh, you know, what am I doing and what other people are doing that is making them go forward rather than backward or sitting stagnant? And that is sharing coaching opportunity just as much as we're sharing challenge groups. I do always talk about my coaches come from challenge groups, majority of them, but you've got to make sure that you do share the opportunity as well. Don't be a closet coach. What I mean by that is that people can get inspired by you and join your challenge group, but if they have no idea when that group is over or even before it started, maybe they wanted to start as a coach right off the bat. So don't be afraid to share what you love so much, because you never know who may have been looking and they actually responded to that invite to become a coach first before challenge group. Okay, so the slide number 2, I'm going to be talking a little bit about your niche market. That is very, very important. That is basically a 101 for everything that you do on Facebook or even Instagram. because like attract likes, and you just can't get away from it. It's just basically the law of life. So when you talk to people, you really can't be talking to everybody. You know, when I talk on Facebook, I talk to people who were just like me a couple years ago, maybe a year ago. I'm not going to be talking to Jerry, who's 65 years old and maybe needing to lose 20 pounds. Well, Jerry and I have nothing in common. I mean, Jerry and I talk girl stuff. Jerry does not talk girl stuff. You know, Jerry doesn't have the health and fitness needs that I do. And so there was no way that I would be talking to somebody like that. Jerry will have his own niche and his own coach that will connect with him. When I talk to my niche market, through my posts, I talk to people who are maybe 25 to 40 years old. They're married or in a serious relationship. They love animals. The girl knows that she's made for more, feels something that's missing, because I felt the exact same way. Maybe she's a young mom and plans to be one day, wants to build a life by design, not afraid to work for it. Go get her. Loves to travel. I love to travel, and ready to get out of a rut. Totally me. Introvert but loves people. That's totally me. And so, as you can see, I'm not throwing out a post to please everybody, because if you guys do that, you will basically not get anything. It is definitely a cool thing, because you don't have to frustrate yourself anymore trying to cover every single age group and interest group and things like that. You need to basically keep in mind your niche and think, if I was trying to attract somebody like me just because it's easier to work that way because they get me, what do I need to talk about? You know, what are my interests? What is it that I like so much, what I dislike, and build this person like what I did, and go off of what they're liking possibly, or they would be interested in. If somebody's rock climbing, I don't necessarily have anything to talk to them, but guess what? If they love animals, heck yeah, why not? And just so you guys know, just because I'm talking to all these people through my posts, all these girls, I should say, through that post and targeting my niche market, doesn't mean that I don't have younger girls or older girls who are also are doing my challenge groups, or maybe they're not blonde, or maybe they're not into animals, maybe they're not moms yet, or not even thinking about being a mom, or they can't stand traveling. It doesn't matter. As long as there's some kind of a connecting factor, in general, you're talking to those people. There are going to be variations. I mean, it's life, right? And so if you guys think about commercials are not targeting just anybody, right? And so let's say there's a Carter commercial, kids clothing. I'm not even paying attention to that kind of stuff. That's not for me. And Carter people, they know when they run that commercial on TV, they're not targeting me, somebody who doesn't have kids, not quite thinking about kids maybe just yet, you know, things like that. And so somebody who does have kids and somebody who is looking for something like that, they're going to be talking to them. And so same thing for Disney or any other brand that you see on TV. They're targeting a specific niche, because if you're trying to get out there and cover everything and everybody just to hope to get all these people, I can guarantee it's going to fall apart, because there's not going to be that connecting glue. It's not going to be interesting. It's going to be frustrating for both parties, and you definitely don't want that. And so what I also recommend doing is talk to somebody who were like you maybe before Beachbody. I'm talking to people who felt like they were not really fitting in, or they want to get out of the rut and they're not sure how to get out of that maybe depression state and things like that. And if they're looking for personal development, saving them through personal development, basically, because that helped me. And so be sure to think about things that you like and what you would enjoy in the person that you're attracting, your niche market. Okay, number 2 is your brand. Without your brand, you guys, there is really nothing that will make you stand out. And it's very sad because majority of coaches, and we have what, I think like 300 and some thousand right now, I'm not quite sure. Everybody is leading with the same thing. And so what I want you to do is take a piece of paper. I apologize if I didn't mention that earlier, but if you could take a piece of paper and divide it in two and see on left side put similar, on right different. And what I want you to do is sit down and think, either while you're on the call or maybe a little later tonight, how you're similar to the rest of the Beachbody coaches and how you're different to the rest of the coaches. Let's see a couple similarities, right? You're similar because you guys all drink Shakeology, and we all work out, and we all coach people, and we grow a team, we go on events and things like that. But how are you different? For me, I'm an immigrant. I'm a writer. I love animals. I'm a personal development junkie. I'm an introvert. I love traveling. For me, mindset comes first, and I don't cook, and thank goodness I don't have to cook. I'm very lucky because Chris does all the cooking. And so continue that list and see how different you are, because I can guarantee that similarities, people who are leading with similarities are not getting much traction in their business because they become a white noise, and you don't want that. You want to stand out, and your differences is basically your brand, something that makes you stand out, something that makes people stop the scrolling on Facebook, something that will actually make them think, oh my gosh, she's kind of fun. I didn't know that she likes sewing or she's into gardening and things like that. I better follow her page because she might have some gardening advice for me. Oh, she got a blog? That's awesome. And so think of it that way. Do not lead with your similarities, lead with your differences because you want to stand out. Your story, you guys, made you. Nobody else has the same story as you. Use it. Honestly, nobody else, when they get up there to speak at Summit or on the National Wake Up Call, if you really follow every single Monday and you listen to recordings, if you don't, you should. Great source of information. You will notice that every story is different and somehow they're all successful. Why? Because they stand out. And so I want to look at your story, look at your differences, and lead with it because that is how you develop your brand. Another thing is how you can develop, let's see here. Oh, here we go. Another way how you can develop your brand is under promise and over deliver. You want people to recognize you. When you go to Disneyland, I've never been to Disneyland, but I heard a lot of amazing things about it, and I hear that people say, oh my gosh, when I went to Disneyland, whatever I saw on pictures is nothing compared to how it is in real life. It's absolutely amazing. Well, customers and coaches need to be thinking about you exact same way. When they get into your challenge group, you need to blow them away with all this information and resources, and you care. Maybe somebody has a Shakeology HD order that's coming up, and you guys send them a message and reminded them, hey, your Shakeology is coming up, or something like that. Or maybe one of your customers you haven't heard for a while, and you sent them a message, and they're absolutely blown away. You didn't have to do it, right? But you went out of your way and helped them. That is a great addition to your brand, because when you provide the most excellent customer service, you will make sure those people will remember you. And so that is very important. Now, what are you known for, right? I'm drinking up a little E&E, I'm sorry. What are you known for? I have a couple of pictures here to show you how you can actually lead with your brand and your differences. On the first picture is Victoria, one of our coaches. She is absolutely in love with PIO. That is why she's going to be certified in PIO. She is talking to her moms. That's her niche. Young mommies who are staying home and raising their kids. They're taking care of their family, and they're entrepreneurs or she entrepreneurs, and they are building business at home. And so when she's making posts, she is talking to all the mummies out there who are getting in shape after they had their kids. On the picture down below, it's Samara Dillard's little baby girl, Cecilia. Samara is really loving Shakeology, and she always talks about Shakeology and how she went from a 255 pounds to 196, and then just keeps on going down and down, and it's completely changed her life. And Cecilia is in love with Shakeology, and so all these cute little pictures that she posts on Facebook, absolutely adorable. So would you think this picture or a bag of Shakeology is going to attract attention? What is going to build a brand? A bag of Shakeology? Well, now you're leading just like the rest of 295,000 coaches. With this picture, you've got your own brand. A little girl who is just trying to get every drop of Shakeology out of her cup. That's absolutely adorable. And so use these things, talk about them, and stand out. Okay. Let's see here. All right. When you lead with your brand, I want you guys to think of a very important thing. Let's say you meet somebody on Facebook and they don't know who you are, right? And when they meet you over the phone, maybe they're interested in a challenge group, or maybe they're interested in a coaching opportunity. When they meet you and they tell you that it feels like they've known you forever, that's what you're after. Your brand has just become recognizable. If they know that you have kids, if they know that your kids love these and those movies, if you know that your husband hates vegetables, if they know that you're doing all these things, and it's basically a mini reality show. And so your brand is not only your story, it is not only how you talk about your story on Facebook, it is also how well people know your story. So never hide your brand and build your brand, and you will definitely benefit from it. Okay, so here are a few examples of what branding really means. There are 3 different kind of approaches to branding, right? Kelsey Granley is a doctor of physical therapy. The girl shows the form, how to do things according to her education and her profession, what's the right way to do it. How amazing is that? Her niche is basically, and brand is that she's a doctor, and we all go to Kelsey for what program should I recommend for this and what program should I recommend for that person. She's our wealth of knowledge when it comes to all the PT stuff. To other people, she's just as much knowledge and more, because they see her giving basically all this information that she's finding in the programs for free out there on Facebook. Who wouldn't want that value? Other doctors, other PTs are going to be look at that and say, hey, she's a Beachbody coach too. I should look into that. Next is Victoria Hall. We are seeing here that she's doing her workout exercises with her 2 little children. She's basically telling other moms that it can be done. Now, would you really stop scrolling if you saw something cute like this? Or you would basically see a PIO commercial little picture on your Facebook? Probably this. And so Victoria is talking to her niche through her brand, and that is moms who've got kids and they're raising children and all the things that come with it. Now, Chris and I, for example, we don't have kids, we're not doctors, we're not really any of that stuff, but we are featuring our relationship, and we are basically featuring our power couple attitude towards Beachbody. We have a lot of pictures together, and people are recognizing us based on us working out together, doing things together, and things like that. So that's our brand. We're basically building it together. Okay, so basic Facebook guidelines. These things are basically non-negotiable because they will help you guys build a pretty successful business on Facebook, whether it's your profile or a like page. Make your profile public. That's just a given, because if you're really not speaking to anybody outside of your friends list, then not too many people will know what you're doing. That's pretty self-explanatory. Okay, post 3 to 5 times a day. The reason is because whoever was on Facebook in the morning may not have seen your post in the morning. So next thing that they do is they go online at night and you did not post except for that one time. They will never even find out what they're doing. And so by posting at different times during the day will actually give you an opportunity to expose yourself to a lot more people and give a lot more value. Add 3 to 5 people to your friends list daily. That's basically to grow your friends list, because the more friends you have, the more people you will be able to reach out and help. Your Facebook page is your mini reality show. What do you talk about? Because like I was telling you earlier, your niche and your brand, you guys are talking about your story. And so everybody likes a good old mini reality show. What is Mary doing today? You know, oh my gosh, did they go on that vacation? You basically give people a lot of things to follow because you provide value and you provide all sorts of information. And they just love to watch people grow, and one day they may even reach out to you and say, hey, I want to have my own reality show. Okay, I want you guys to pick out 5 favorite topics to focus on, each about 20% of your posts. And talk about that, because if you only talk about Beachbody nonstop, it's not going to get you anywhere. People will get annoyed. It's not interesting. I would not follow anybody like that. Find something that is really of interest to you and devote time to developing those topics, because you will attract your niche market. You will lead with your brand to speak to your niche market. Every time before posting, ask yourself, if I saw this on my newsfeed, would it catch my attention, add value, makes me laugh, or feel something? What kind of emotions is your post going to get out of your readers? Check your Facebook wall daily and ask yourself, if I were a stranger and I came across my page, only stayed for 5 to 20 seconds on there, would it be enough to friend request me and follow my journey? I do that every single day, and if I don't do it every single day, I at least do it every other day. And the reason being is because if I for some reason forgot that I had posted about my workout 3 times in a row already, well, that's boring. And if somebody ends up on my page and I do that little 15, 20-second scroll, they go, oh my gosh, she's so annoying. She only talks about workouts. So you don't want that either. Give what you want to receive. Give referrals, give comments, engage in conversations. And make sure that your comments stand out. Because if you just say happy birthday, that's just like everybody else. If it's a good friend of yours, you say maybe happy birthday, I still remember our trip to that place and we had so much fun, something like that, because people would really remember that you took time to wish them a happy birthday or comment on their status or something like that, and they will start watching you. Give a call to action at the end of your posts. Ask for opinions, allowed to share, etc. Sometimes people can be funny about sharing your stuff if it's a really good thing, and they won't share. Well, you want to make sure people share your stuff so other people on their friends list see that, and that's how you gain followers. People love giving opinions. I mean, if you really watch The Voice, which I think I've seen like 1 episode, that's it. People will sit there and they will judge those people who sing, and they will give their opinions, who wins, who doesn't, and they can't even sing. And so people love giving opinions. So ask, this dress or that dress? This location or that location? You know, ask for their input and you will be surprised. Every time I do that, it's a pretty good turnout, and so people love to be involved. Next, add value. recipes, motivation, nutrition, lesson learned, always end with positive. If you had a negative experience, basically draw some kind of a conclusion out of it that you learned something and it taught you something, and you don't want others to make the same mistake. And in the end, it all turned out well. And of course, share your story and share your progress. It is very, very important to share your progress because you want to walk the talk and practice your vital behaviors. This business is not going to work if you don't do that, because people, first of all, are attracted to you because of you. Just like we talked about branding and niche. You're not going to attract a 65-year-old Bob if you're not talking about things like that, but you will attract, if you're in your 20s or 30s, 33-year-old Mary who is into gardening or something like that. That's what you want, because those are going to be your followers and they will turn into valuable customers and friends. Okay, so welcome to my page. When you go to someone's page and you saw an interesting post and you go, oh my gosh, I wonder what that person is who's talking about this and that and the other. And so you click on their page, and it's like an elevator speech. If you can deliver your message within 10 to 15 minutes of a person scrolling through your page and they like what they see, you have succeeded. And so basically your Facebook page is your storefront, period. If you like what you see and you go, oh, that's kind of cool, I kind of like her profile picture, or I kind of like her cover photo, whatever, I'm going to see what else she has to offer. Now, how different can these things be? On the left, as a profile picture, you see a puppy. That's my puppy. That's my Coco. I would probably never recommend, if you're a coach and trying to build a business, to, no matter how much you love your pets or maybe even your 5 cousins, do not post profile pictures. It's hard to tell because who is who? Well, we can tell a difference between an animal, of course, but if you have several people on your profile picture, it's pretty much impossible to see, well, which one is this Stephanie that always talks about fitness? And so people do not take time to figure these things out. They want to know right off the bat, deliver it right there and then. And so be sure that your profile picture shows you clearly, and they can tell that this person is basically yay or nay, you know. Oops, I'm sorry, I'm going to turn my phone off. Okay, then cover photo. Very important. Your cover photo is basically a pre-story of who you are. A lot of coaches do this. They post a workout program special of that month. There's a price on it. All that stuff is out there. It's basically screaming at your face, welcome to my sales page. I am going to message you to death with this offer for T25 for $180. That is a huge no-no. And I have done these mistakes in the past for a month or 2 in a row when I was a brand new coach, and it did not turn out well. People were staring away because all they could think about is, she's going to try to sell me Shakeology and make me jump up and down with T25. I hate that. And so what I would do instead is build your own cover photo, make it about you, and pick out those 5 things that you are most interested in, that your niche market will go to your cover and say, hey, she's into faith, inspiration, family, dream building, and fitness. I like 3 out of 5. I'm going to follow her because I wonder what she's going to talk about. And so that will basically start branding you, and that brand will start attract your niche market, because everybody sells Shakeology. Everybody sells 21 Day Fix. People can buy it from anywhere. They will choose to buy it from you because they like you and your story and how you treat them. You guys you're the most important asset. Remember that. Always remember that. Okay, so we kind of briefly talked about the mini reality show and the 5 favorites that I encourage you guys to pick out. And so I'm going to kind of touch a little bit on 5 that I had picked out, and tonight, go ahead and find your 5 and start talking about it, start sharing with people. So I talk a lot about faith, and that's how a lot of my encouraging posts come from, because I love listening to Joel Osteen, and I actually listen to about 30 minutes during my 21-day fix a lot. That gives me a boost in my day. I work out every single day in the morning, or majority of the time in the morning, and so that gives me a really good boost, and that's where I find a lot of my motivational stuff. I also like to inspire people. I like to write, and so sometimes I will write out long, drawn out things about the lesson that I've learned, or my aha moment from my personal development. And so I love inspiring people. And if there's somebody who's looking for inspiration in their dark place, they can see that and say, hey, I think I'm going to follow this person because I need to pick me up once in a while, and I need a feel-good vibe in my life. I also talk about my family because my family is my brand. We're, like I was saying before, our brand is a power couple. We do everything together. We build a business together. And so people, a lot of the times, if they don't see the picture of the two of us working out or something like that, it's kind of not the same anymore, because that's how we're starting to brand ourselves. And that's actually nowadays what we attract, is a lot of couples. I don't know, go figure. Okay, next is fitness. I share my results, I share my struggles, and I share every little thing that happens in my life, whether it's a little muscle that just popped like I posted this morning, and I'm seeing a little definition here and there. Share your journey, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And people love that because they see that you're working on yourself and you're being a part of the product. And dream building. I am a coach, and I'm building a life by design, and I just being goofy with what I do during the day. It's a little exaggerated, of course, but it's fun. People want to see fun. And so you guys need to pick out about 5 and talk about those about 20% of the time. 5 things, because these 5 things will single you out from the rest of the coaches, and they will give you that brand recognition that you're looking for. And also another thing I wanted to mention is be sure that your pictures are bright and engaging, because not always we can do that, but at least maybe with a good lighting, because people, when they're scrolling through, they don't want to see a dark picture because they can't figure out what's going on. And all of us are so impatient that we want to see everything right now, and especially on cell phones, which is a lot of users are cell phone users or Facebook users. And so if that picture doesn't catch their attention right off the bat, they're going to scroll right through, and they might miss out on great opportunity to get to know you. Okay, here are some things that are going to help you grow your business. And that is, I know I talk about it a lot, and the golden rule actually is the rule of life. Do unto others as you wish they do unto you. It not only applies to life, but it applies to business and everything in between. There are a few things that are actually going to make your brand, your Facebook, and you as a coach stand out and away from white noise. So number 1 is be interested, not interesting. You're already delivering the value on Facebook. You're already talking about all these things, and you're running your mini reality show with your 5 things of interest. So people kind of know you already. They don't need to really ask too many questions, because that's your goal. You want people to say, oh my gosh, I know her. And so when the conversations begin, you want to be interested in them. You don't want to sit and talk about yourself. Ask questions. That's why we were given 2 ears and 1 mouth. Always be interested in people. Number 2 is give comments that you would want to receive. Everybody loves awesome comments and quirky comments and suggestions and positive stuff and funny stuff. And so if you really want to get that back, you need to give that. I remember one time I commented on someone's picture about something, and that person, the other person who was a friend of a friend, ended up contacting me, and we became pretty good friends on Facebook. And so, you know, the girl is in the challenge group now and has been, and it's just crazy how things work out. But these little things do matter. So number 3, post to add value. If you're not posting to add value, you're basically not giving anything to that person who is following you. They're following you for the value. And when you really give it all you've got, it's just like Chalene Johnson that I talk a lot about. She gives you all this content and all these things to chew on and apply to your business and in life in general. And then when she rolls out with this $2,000 program and she says, oh my gosh, I've got a lot more, I can't pull out my credit card fast enough, honestly, you guys, and I did it. So all that value that you are giving when the time comes for a challenge pack purchase or a challenge group participation or Shakeology or coaching, people remember that. And if they see that you're giving away a lot of value right now, they probably think, oh my gosh, if her stuff for free is this awesome, I can only imagine how amazing her challenge group is. Number 4, show that you care about them, not the sale. Everyone wants to matter. And so be sure that you always put people first. The sale and the income and all these other things, they do come. And I always say that your income is a direct reflection of how many people you've helped. Now remember, on the first slide on this call, it did say it's not going to happen instant. It's going to take time. But if you are willing to put up with a slow time of building, it will explode. There's no question about it. So be sure that you care about people first. Lead with your brand to deliver to your niche. We already covered that. It's important to have the two so you don't become the white noise and talk to people that don't even have anything in common with you. Okay, number 6 is I feel like I've known you forever phrase will create loyal followers and customers, your tribe. We already covered that. You want to make sure that your mini reality show is so good on Facebook that people basically know you. If they've never met you and they do, one of your coaches that been on your team for a year and you guys just meeting for the first time, my gosh, wouldn't that be the best thing? You don't even have to start building a relationship. It's already there. Number 7, no spamming, links pushing. So basically, do unto others as you wish they do unto you. You probably, if you don't want that done to you, don't do it to everybody else. Let's see. Okay, so just a couple slides left, and that's it. I'm going to let you guys go. Speak your niche language. When you think about yourself just a few months ago or a year ago or a week ago, ask yourself all these questions, because when I speak to my niche, I make sure that I lead with the things that I was afraid of, with dreams that I did have, and I lead with that. And I'm talking to people who are just like me right now, like I was a year or two ago. What are they afraid of? What dreams do they have? What do they need to see to realize their potential? What matters to them? Do they, oh, I made a mistake on the slide. Do they feel like they're stuck? All these things matter to me, and I know that to my niche market, it will matter too, because to me, the biggest thing was I felt like I was stuck and the life was basically ending on me, because I felt that it is what it is and I will never have a different life. And so I talk about how I changed my life around after being sick and how I'm starting to go places and planning on go places. I love traveling, how I love to write. And I also talk about coaching, because I used to hate being stuck in the office and doing busy work and not helping anybody. But now I can actually change someone's life while sitting in the car, drinking my Shakeology and popping bubblegum bubbles. So, okay, content. Make it work for you to deliver value. Where to get the content on the days when you don't really feel like you're kind of inspirational, or you're not just feeling it at all, you know, and it's a struggle to post 3 to 5 times a day. Pay attention to your aha moments. My aha moments, I don't know why, but it's when I take a shower or I put my makeup on. That's like I need a writing board in my shower because all these ideas come to me at that time. Or when I work out and I listen to personal development, and I usually have to have a piece of paper and a pen right next to me so I can write them down. Maybe a cool post or a message or an idea or a person I need to contact about something that I never thought of before. Personal development and faith. That's where I get a lot of my inspirational stuff and solutions to problems and things like that. Fun stuff, you can find it on Pinterest, Facebook, Instagram. Follow successful coaches. Now, do not take their post word for word. Put your spin on it, and if you like it, you know, make it your own, and add your own picture to it and change up the words and things like that. But remember that if you really see that other coach having success with that kind of post and you post it and you're not getting the successful return on that post, don't think that you did something wrong. It may have happened that the timing is not right for you and they have already built that affinity and following on Facebook and they have a much bigger audience to talk to. Just keep on trying and just keep on coming up with your own thing of how to engage your Facebook followers. I get a lot of my ideas from movies, music, just situations. Sometimes I could be driving and I can think of something real quick. And of course your everyday life, you know, things that happen to you, and share what you learned. Like yesterday or a couple days ago, I went to get my hair done, and I was told that I was totally overdoing it with everything. I mean, I basically treating my hair wonderfully by drinking Shakeology, but I was killing it on the outside by washing it every day and not taking care of it and using cheap shampoo and things like that. And so when I found out what I was doing wrong, I thought, oh my gosh, now I'm using a dry shampoo, I'm following all the right things, I'm going to now try to salvage my hair and give it the health back that it needs. And so I made a post about it, and I've gotten a great response so far. I don't know, I have quite a few notifications right now, I've got to go check it out. But people want to hear that, people want to see that. So if you're providing the value through your posts, people are going to love you for that. Okay, I think that, yeah, that is the last slide. Well, I think that's it, you guys. I hope this was very helpful for you. And if you do have questions, just go ahead and message me or your coach if something did make sense. I do have a challenge group webinar also available. It was a training, so if you're looking for that information, please contact me or your coach to get that link as well. But other than that, I want to welcome you guys to Monday night, and you guys have a good night, and I appreciate you joining in on the call, and we will see you next Monday when we're back from Cancun, and I will be keeping everybody updated and posting on what's going on down there. We're gonna have a lot of fun, and if you guys haven't registered for that cruise, you need to think about that, because you could be having fun next March on a cruise with other Beachbody coaches. They reserve Oasis of the Seas for the whole crew. So be there and don't doubt that you can. Well, I'll chat with you guys next Monday. Have a good one.